I've just released version 3 of Blackout Comms Firmware and wanted to show some of the differences. The main navigation you'll find a lot simpler. So you've got your messages, neighbors, location. Also, I've made it a lot more responsive. So hopefully it'll be a little quicker for you to navigate around. A lot of people have said that the messaging is confusing because all the messages you've got from everyone is just in a huge list. There was a way to filter those, but I've made it a lot simpler. So, like for instance, if I want to filter down just to things from her, so I just touch that filter and now I'm looking just at messages from that person. If you want to see messages from everyone again, you just clear that filter. The pager is a lot more responsive. It does not have a touchscreen, but I've put the icons with the titles really easy to read. If I want to do messages, I just hit the M, takes me in there, and you can see. Hopefully you'll find this one to be a lot more responsive as well. About a week ago I added vibrate alerts to the pager, so I'll show you that. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it on there, but if I go to send a message to the pager, and I'm just going to type it's for the video, send it, and listen. Yeah, I heard it. I don't know if you can hear it on there. Another change I made is on the main menu screen, so I'll show you that as well. If I go back to the menu screen, you can see that what the messages icon looks like right there. So if I'm going to send another message here, again to the pager. So if you happen to be on the main menu screen or not already looking at the messages, when you get a message, that icon is going to change. So it should be sitting on here because I've got the confirmation. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so I've got the little red star there telling me I've got a message. And then as soon as I look at it, again, yeah. So now if I go back to the home, it's back to normal. Okay, same thing. You can see I've got the main menu there, and I can get pretty much anywhere I need to go. Since I just turned it on, it's got to wait for a few pings. It should notice the pager and my base station and probably my van and some other things. Yeah, there's my van. This is this one. Yeah. So, and then this one, like, I can tap the location and other things. So you get a little bit more, there's more room on the full screen, so I can add some text here and there to help out. Yeah, the same, you know, pretty much like it works like the TDEC, except there's no keyboard down here, so I can use this whole screen when you're not typing. And if you do want to type, then you get a touchscreen keyboard, which I'll show. Okay, so I'm just going to blast that out. All these devices should get that. Yeah, so the TDEC's got it. You can see, yeah, I've killed my battery earlier. Yeah, there it is. And then all these devices will be repeating it for, I chose 10 minutes, I think, on that one. So it's basically as far as it can get in 10 minutes. The pager's got it too, so oh, there it is. Also on the full screen, the touch screen, one thing that's a little different is just like the altware link. If there are other devices around, the light's going to be flashing green, which is a little easier to see if it doesn't have a bright light shining on it. Both of these are on my property, so obviously they've got great signals. So yeah, if you leave this sitting in a window or something, that's going to tell you there's other devices or connectivity around, and if you get a message, it will start flashing white to let you know that as well. So you don't even have to turn the screen on to check it out. Just leave where you can see that light all the time. That's pretty much all the UI updates that have gone in the past 2 weeks. There were a lot more before that. I just don't have time to make a video about all of them. And then, you know, if you're already familiar, used to using it, these screens haven't changed too much. Just that the starting point is now this easier to read screen that will help you jump to whatever you need to get to. Also, it used to be in the past that like nodes had to have really cryptic names, like some of them, yeah, like this here, b dot something or other. You can change those. So if you want to nickname, that's what nicknaming is. So if I want to change that B93 to something else, I just type a nickname, and then if I save that, anywhere where that thing shows up, if I got a message from it, or if it's showing up on my neighbors, then it's going to have a nickname. So for instance, Van2, that is a link with one of those cryptic names, but I've nicknamed it Van2. So when my van's around, I can see that. I don't have to remember what its name was. And actually my base station's the same way. Matt Home, that's a Heltec link or node with the weird name, so I've nicknamed that Home. And another note about the firmware, that I don't know how well documented this is, because I do so much work, it's hard to keep it straight. But another thing you might want to do in your contacts, if you've got quite a few like I do, if you mark them as critical, so it looks like none of these are critical. Okay, so for instance, I know there was one. Yeah, so my home is critical, my home base. So if I wanted to mark another one, okay, van is, pager's not. I'm gonna go ahead and add the pager to a critical device. Okay, so when I set the pager to critical, if I was going to say send a command and I don't want everything to show up, if I choose critical, it's going to filter down to those ones that I've marked critical, you know, and then I can ask them who's in range, or issue commands, things like that, depending on what they are. Also the location. So when I pull up the location, what it's going to pull up is all of my critical contacts by default. So I'll be able to see where they all are in relation to me. Most of them are in the house, looks like, or yeah, within a block. And then of course I can cut it down to just one. I can add which ones do I want to see. Well, I want to see where she is, and should pop on there in a minute. Yep, right there. If you're using location, then you have the option of using this QR code instead of looking at this pixel map, and I'm looking at adding some other options there as well. This is what the firmware is at the moment.